Hello and welcome back to Quarterlight. Quarterlight, if you don't know, we're a small YouTube channel looking at car brochures from around the world. And today we're going to be looking at the Citroen CX. So the Citroen CX launched at the Paris Motor Show in 1974. It ran all the way till 1991 with its front engine, front wheel drive design, and some say the last of the real Citroens before Peugeot eventually took over. This particular brochure is a little bit unusual. Like I said, it was launched in 74. The date of this brochure is actually November 74. But the thing with the CX, it was a real rushed affair. The first CXs that came off the production line were sold without power steering, which was a huge thing because most of the weight of this car was at the front, probably about 70% or so. So it wasn't a particularly nice car to drive on the early ones that were rushed. Also, for the UK market, the right-hand drive versions weren't launched or available till well into 1975. So like I said, this is a UK brochure dated November 74, so it really would have been one of the first ones. On the back here it says, all models imported into the United Kingdom have right-hand drive and may have detailed variations and specifications from the left-hand drive equivalent. All the cars in here are left-hand drive, so it's probably the same brochure that you got in France, just with English text in it. So like I said, very early brochure this, well into 75 before they became available as right-hand drive. Anyway, enough waffle, let's have a look at the brochure. So here we go, the brochure itself, the design by Robert Opron, and this is the Series 1. The Series 1 ran from 74 to 85, the Series 2 from 85 to 91. The Series 1, of course, featuring these beautiful stainless steel bumpers. The Series 2 went to less attractive plastic bumpers. I think the main difference is the Series 1, they always looked so sleek and sophisticated. The Series 2 had a more sort of purposeful look, I guess. Anyway, let's open the brochure up further. And it's just a black page, and then we just get a front page, really. Sort of quite a stylish brochure, as Citroen often used to do stylish cars. They did sort of very stylish, arty sort of brochures as well. Gold obviously seems to be the colour of the time, only showing one rear view mirror or wing mirror, and of course the Citroen's single wiper blade. Then we get to kind of like a very sort of text orientated couple of pages. Probably difficult for you to see, but it starts off by saying CX, like all Citroens, the new CX is more than just a new car, and sleek and beautiful as it is. This is more than just an outstanding new design. It goes on to talk about safety and passenger safety, and it talks about this silent revolution, where it's talking about the hydro-pneumatic suspension, that very Citroen comfy ride. On the next page it goes for a little bit of a reason why it was called the CX. The CX in France is sort of another word for coefficient and the coefficient drag, so it starts talking about that in a little bit of detail as well. And then on the next page, if I can get this in, it's quite a big, here we are, a little bit of jiggling around, just about managed to pull the camera out and get a bit of a shot of this. So yeah, the full long brochure, and it's quite a big brochure, this one, is showing a lovely side view of this very aerodynamic, if I can get my words out right, this very aerodynamic design. And this sort of like a nice sort of Citroen feature of covering the rear wheels up to a certain degree, again to help with that aerodynamic flow. This looks lovely sort of aluminium, and like I said, these series ones had these lovely stainless steel bumpers. This is probably stainless steel as well, actually, to make a really elegant design. I do prefer the series 1 over the series 2, although the series 2 I still think is an absolutely marvellous car. I really do like these big Citroens. Turning over to the next page, we then get a sort of cutaway shot of the inside, showing these extremely comfortable seats, showing you how much sort of room you've got in the rear with this nice armrest. Again, as sophisticated and as beautiful and as elegant on the inside as they were on the outside. And more shots. I mean, this is really, like I said, Citroen's always used to do this with the cars and their car brochures this time. Very sort of stylish brochures, aren't they? Like very stylish, like their car is. And what we're kind of like looking at here is the lower spec version. This would have been the 2000cc. You can tell that because they kind of like put this little badge on the lower engined version for whatever reason, I'm not sure. And then we get a bit of a text on here, so we'll just zoom in on this text. And as we zoom in, we can see it says style enhancement refinement. The fine coachwork of the CX is discreetly enhanced with stainless steel, anodized aluminium and chrome trim. The laminated windscreen is exceptionally large. The rear window is of a unique design. Side windows and rear quarter lights are curved. Total glass area is almost 32 square feet. And we can see straight away this very unusual curved rear screen. The idea of that was, instead of putting a rear wiper on there, this sort of curved design was designed to keep water off there. So in effect it didn't need that rear wiper. Another clever design, but also a design that looks very striking, and typically Citroen trying to do things a little bit different. The next page is talking now about the seats. Luxury, comfort, ample space for 5. In the front, 2 adjustable reclining seats with tapered backs. Their design meets 2 needs: a comfortable position, a correct body posture. In the rear, an extremely luxurious seat which has room for freeing comfort when the centre armrest is folded. And as we pull back, the full page of that is really showing them lovely seats and that nice centre armrest. As we turn the page, it then starts showing us the interior shots. These early ones had these sort of lovely sort of weighing scale style speedos and rev counters on it. Really do like this as we get invaded by a cat. And this very unusual positioning of this radio. Like I say, Series 2 changed all that. It lost this sort of revolving drum on the Series 2, and they repositioned that radio as well. Like I say, I do prefer the Series 1 just for its unusual and very Citroen-esque nature of it. The other thing that changed on the later one, they kind of like stiffened the suspension up a bit. A lot more of a floaty ride on the earlier ones. The text on this particular page reads, "At the wheel of the CX, driving is safe, easy, relaxed. Instruments on the dash are neatly grouped. The rotating drum speedometer shows braking distances and is permanently illuminated. Warning lights inform of alerts, hazard warning lights, indicators, side lamps, brake fuel pressure, engine oil temperature, water temperature, heated rear window, engine oil pressure, brake pad wear. The switches to the left and right of the steering wheel are so well positioned that you never need to lift your hands from the wheel. On the left,
director indicators, windscreen washers, 2-speed windscreen wiper, hazard warning lights on the right, side lamps, headlamp flashers, dip switch. Very Citroen idea, you never need to take your hand off the windscreen. They did away with like stalks, and this was their new idea. The indicators weren't self-cancelling, for example. Citroen's philosophy to that was it should be something that's thought about, that not something that automatically is turned off. On this next page it reads, to drive a CX is a pleasure. It's a pleasure to operate the control switches with the tips of your fingers without taking your hands off the wheel. It's a pleasure to have within easy reach the gear lever, parking brake, heating controls, radio, cigar lighter and ashtray, all grouped on the centre console, all illuminated at night. To ride in a CX is a pleasure for the passengers. All the luggage is stored away in the low-level carpeted boot, and everything is so practical. Door pockets in the front, ashtrays in the rear doors, the glove box which lights up when you open it. In a car, details matter. The CX is strong on details. And then it goes to show some of these details if we just zoom out. It shows all these nice little touches for all the switches being close to hand. The hydro-pneumatic suspension which you could ride on low, and of course it was a booted version, this more of a sort of fastback saloon or sedan rather than a hatchback. So here it says the CX engine combines smoothness with power and performance with durability. Their 4-cylinder is always ready to prove their abilities at the touch of your foot on the throttle. The cooling circuit is pressurized and made even more efficient by the addition of an electric fan. The transverse engine makes possible more space inside the car, improves weight distribution, offers extra collision protection. The 2-speed single-arm windscreen wiper sweeps a larger area than normal and leaves a clearer vision field. Because of its centre position and the curved shape of the windscreen, the wiper always operates parallel to the flow of air over the screen. It retains efficiency under all conditions and at all speeds. 16 rubber mounted link the welded body shell and the peripheral infrastructure. The passenger compartment is thus virtually isolated from sources of noise and vibration. The front brakes are fitted with ventilated discs. It then goes on to now start talking about the 2200. The 2175cc engine develops 112 brake horsepower at 5500 RPM and reacts with extra power and speed to every demand made upon it by the driver. The CX 2200 has all the advanced features of the CX 2000. Its specifications include, in addition, electric window wipers in the front doors, pneumatic oil level indicator below the dashboard, air horn and other features shown overleaf. Beautiful lines, luxurious interior and zestful power make the CX 2200 a car of irresistible appeal. And here is the 2200. As you can see, the little Citroen badge is not on here anymore, and these kind of like wheels are indeed a little bit different. As we turn the page, there's another little bit of a look inside. Similar sort of idea with these sort of lovely revs and speedo on these, like really, like I say, a sort of like a Wayne scale thing where it kind of like spins around. But I just love them. I think it's just a fantastic thing. And then it shows you these sort of different wheels and the seats themselves, and then it talks about those little details in a little bit more detail. The text on here saying on both the CX 2000 and 2200 the instrument panels are identical and include a warning lamp cluster in case of major incidents. Additional features of the 2200 include the following: the pneumatic engine oil level indicator, which enables the driver to check the oil level before starting the engine. On the console, switches for the electric window winders, large pockets for newspapers, etc. In the backs of the seats, this page far left, so them little sort of map reading dockets, I guess. External, the personality of the model is underlined by special wheel trims, the exhaust tailpipe trimmed in stainless steel, and a special finish under the bumpers. And indeed, this is kind of like the engine oil warning. And another quick look, that's sort of the back pockets showing them, and like I said, these extra or wheel trims only available on the 2200. We get this lovely drawn graphic of the CX and sort of an X-ray vision of all the components, the hydro pneumatic suspension, etc., and how it's constructed with these sort of like this strengthening chassis, making it a really strong design overall. But I do particularly love this drawing with the see-through images of the CX in all its detail. It's really rather beautiful on its own. On the next page, we get more details of the specifications, as in the size of the vehicle itself, and then the technical data. At the bottom here, I think this is a particularly interesting section. It compares the 2000 with the 2200, the different weights, and then it goes on to show the performance and fuel consumption differences. 108 miles per hour for the 2000, 111 miles per hour for the 2200, although according to this the fuel consumption is identical, and make of that as you will. So lots of changes happened. The 2400cc engine came in around about 76 to make for a bigger engine choice, although really there were no engines that really matched or the chassis that was developed. Remember, it was really developed to have that rotary engine. That was until the Series 2 came around and you had the GTI Turbo, which was a very powerful machine. The CX though was one of the most advanced cars of its time, with that hydro pneumatic self-leveling suspension, the speed sensitive steering, and all those fingertip control switches and switchgear instead of Stokes. A very clever car, certainly right up there as one of my favourite cars of all time. Thank you once again for watching Course Light today. Please do like and subscribe. There'll be many more brochure videos to come in the near future. But for now, we'll say take care and goodbye.